Actually, it hasn't really been that long.
It's really you, Snake.
So this is the long-awaited Ground Zeroes run, where I attempt to beat Metal Gear Solid 5 as Big Boss during the Ground Zeroes incident.
Ground Zero.
The long and short of the rules is that I can only wear the SV Sneaking Suit, a version of the sneaking suit worn by Big Boss during Peace Walker, and, more importantly here, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and I'm only allowed to use the following weapons and equipment: the AM-MRS-4, the S-1000 shotgun, the M-2000 Sniper D, the FB-MRR launcher, the Wu Silent pistol, the AM-D114 pistol, the Urigen 5 pistol, the SC-336 SMG, hand grenades, flare grenades, smoke grenades, empty magazines, C4, M21D mines, my night vision goggles, and the Phantom cigar just once for a specific trick that you guys suggested. Anything else is off limits, I can use vehicles in this run, no buddies, and I have to beat Metal Gear Solid 5 while adhering to these limitations. A couple of you guys suggested that I also beat Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes to start the run, which I thought was a great idea, but unfortunately I can apparently only play it with Xbox Live Gold, and I'm not buying a subscription just to play Ground Zeroes here, so sorry guys. So starting off with Phantom Limb as always, I've got my temperature-resistant SV sneaking suit to help with the harsh Afghan heat, and Ocelot walks me through Operation Go Get What's Left of Miller.
I can feel my leg and my arm.
I decided that, for this run, to immerse me in the MGSV lore, I'd listen to all the story tapes on my Walkman, so if you see random dialogue when there shouldn't be any, or about unrelated stuff, it's because I'm big bossing. I use my AM-MRS-4 to take out the first outpost, scout out Vilo Village, barely avoid detection from this patrolling asshole when trying to hide a body, interrogate and extract said asshole since he's pretty good.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Get the intel file on Miller, and use this truck to escape the outpost and drive down to the next outpost where I cover its bumper in C4 and drive it into the camp before blowing it up.
As far as most folks know.
As the sun sets, I make it to Guande and proceed to use my M2000 in the cover of night to pick off 5 Soviet guards before getting spotted, though I use this failing to my advantage as I use my sneaking suit in the darkness to slip past the guards searching for me on the ridgeline and sneak into the camp to rescue my target.
Kojima is God. Kojima is God.
With Kaz in hand, or actually on back, I trank my way out of the camp, say those magic words, and decide that I'm gonna challenge the skulls this time, no tricks, just stealth. My original plan was to attempt this a la Solid Snake and hide under a cardboard box until, to my horror, I remembered that Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero was the first and only mainline Metal Gear Solid game to not feature the cardboard box, though this is actually a blessing in disguise since now I can beat the skulls differently to the Solid Snake run. This time, I just go for straight up stealth and let them get close before giving them the slip past the bridge and sneaking away. One kinda spotted me, which made me nervous, so like a squid inking himself, I decided to start dropping smoke grenades to throw him off. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to be working, and in my panic, I threw one in front of me to hopefully better cover me as I walked past, and while my fumbling at the 50-yard line ass tried to pick him back up, I got spotted. In hindsight, I was pissed since I probably could have avoided detection if I had just kept walking and hadn't tried any fancy shit, but seeing as I somehow completely outran the skulls and they never even attacked me, I guess it worked out fine regardless of my stupidity. I deploy for my next mission at 1800 hours, something I tried to do in every single mission to reflect Ground Zeroes' main story taking place at night, and run over to Deshago Kalai, where I use my M2000D to two-shot the Red Boy and disappear like a thief in the night without ever having even been noticed. For C2W, I go the classic route of tranking my way to the comms equipment and taking them out with C4, but an untrankable Iron Man spots me on my way out, so I split and exfiltrate. In Over the Fence, I'm able to do a much better job at stealthing than last time without the aid of a sandstorm up to the point of breaching the gate, but I unfortunately get spotted right before making it to the doctor, so I run in, CQC this guy, save the doctor via Fulton extraction, use a grenade to stop my pursuers, and sneak out the back door. With my Bionics team lead secured, it's time to get such little weapons as the honeybee in Where Do the Bees Sleep? I snipe my way through the first major camp, but fearing they'd take off to Desamasi Lamon with the prisoner, making it significantly more difficult to rescue him, I rushed to the objective and got spotted, but with a little CQC and a lot of smoke grenades, I was able to extract the target and hop into their transport jeep to escape. I ditch it after performing what I refer to as a tactical, getting it stuck between a rock and a hard place, and hoof it to Samase Fort. After sneaking to the ridgeline of Samase Fort, I decided to change up the normal plan and just sneak right in instead of sniping from there. I narrowly avoided being detected a couple of times and took out every hostile threat either with my tranks or CQC before finding the honeybee. On my way out, I nearly got spotted, but with a combination of my Wu Silent Pistol and smoke grenades, I was able to slink out into the mist to get manhandled by Psycho Mantis' non-licensed Metal Gear Rex action figure. My stalker fanboys over me before sicking a bunch of deformed Cobra Unit wannabes on me just because having Sahelanthropus crush my organs out of me in a puree right now would be too much effort or something, I guess. I use my AM MRS-4 to combat the skulls, and since mine is upgraded to a 4-star gun, dispatching half of them is a simple task that takes like 30 seconds. Because I'm obstinate to a fault, I decide to Fulton these two even though it very nearly got me killed, but after getting out of the line of fire, it isn't much longer before I drop the last 2 skulls and get the victory royale. Next is to kill the 3 red shell Koopas, and I almost get spotted at the offset, but I knock the guy out. Still, Soviet CP catches wind of this and calls off the gathering of the Koopas, so I decide to actually play this mission out for once and find and gun down the first red shell Koopa. After I wipe out the rest of the entire base with hand grenades, I run down the road one way, find my next target, fuck up my sniping assassination because I am not the end,
Dave man, yeah.
fail to kill a mortally wounded man with a hand grenade, and finally finish him off with the MRS before nearly getting spotted, barely avoiding detection, and beginning to make my way all the way back down the road and through the base again to the other side to get the other guy, our last Koopa Troopa. Luckily, I found him pretty easily and gave his poor little brain the dome business, completing the mission. In the dead of night, I start Occupation Forces, where I've got to infiltrate this outpost, make it past all the guards here, and take out the guards guarding the intel file I need to scan for the Colonel's route so that I can get rid of him by any means. So to start, oh, I already did all that. Well, alright. Before you go and think that I've gotten good at this game or something, watch as I set up all but 2 of my C4 in a line that detonates all of the C4 at once while only taking out 1 of the convoy of 3. Pretty fucking stupid, right? Well, it gets worse. Seeing the Colonel's truck, I decide to climb into the truck and attempt to plant a C4 in the bed, but I panic and abort for some reason and decide to just shoot the driver in the back of the skull, which of course alerts the passenger, the Colonel, and gets me spotted by the tank driving right behind us. I then proceed to clutch up by getting out of the truck, rushing and extracting the tank, blinding the Colonel with my flashlight, knocking him out and extracting him, and escaping the now attacking fortress as they bombard the truck where I was last spotted. Hey look, I'm not saying I'm good, but at times, I ain't bad either. For BUBD, I tried to combine the suggestions I got from 2 different commenters in the last video. Emilio Martinez 7573 suggested that I use the top left drop zone at deployment, since it's where all the armored vehicles try to exit at and it isn't hot. So awesome suggestion that'll definitely become part of the normal textbook from here on. And Kovac00 advised that I can just take out 1 armored vehicle and then Phantom Cigar until the timer runs out and then exfil, which is a great time save and makes the mission way easier. Unfortunately, my stupid fucking no-brain having ass misunderstood these basic instructions and I just took out a vehicle and exfilled, aborting the mission. I also blew up all of my C4 at once. Again! Second time's the charm. I do it all again, except this time I Phantom Cigar to hurry it up, blow up several armored vehicles, phantom cigar to the end, and finish the mission with no issues. Maybe in next run I'll actually be able to beat this mission without a sweat. Rescuing Malik was a bit difficult since I was trying to figure out a new way to both save Malik before they took him away and rescue all of the hostages. But the first time I got spotted and they left with Malik. The second time I tried to cut through the building and use smoke grenades to grab Malik, but the armored vehicle behind Malik spotted me with their headlights regardless of the smoke, and Malik was killed in the ensuing firefight. And my third attempt to do things differently was dead on arrival because of my bad aim. For the fourth, I tried to go all the way around behind the building, but that simply took too long, so I went the normal route, killed the nearby patrol, and set up C4 to blow up the armored vehicle as per usual. However, the patrol's corpses actually distracted the transport truck long enough for me to extract the armored vehicle, kill the transport driver, and KO the armored escort, where I then just used the jeep to extract Malik. Unfortunately, the other prisoners died, but I think that next time I'm just gonna let Malik go and save the prisoners here before going after him. Next up, one of the easiest missions in this run, the Quiet Fight. For as powerful as she is, she doesn't hold a candle to the M2000D, and I took her out with like 3 shots without her so much as scratching me.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Speaking of, it's time to save the traitor in Hellbound. My normal route out of this base is too exposed since I don't have the cardboard box, so I opt to go out on the right side and take out everybody in the way, not only in the base, but also from there to the central Afghan base. Before heading in, I called for a resupply for my silencers and headed in, taking out the front guards and patrolling walker gears thereafter. I avoided detection and silently gunned my way through the base's soldiers under the cover of a sandstorm, until I could grab this loser and walk with my 2 perfectly fine working legs to the LZ, where the masked big boss simp sicked his reptile and mammal pod having man of Sahel looking piece of scrap on me. But I drove like 600 meters away, circled back to the LZ, and shot at it to no effect until my minigun overheated, causing it to explode for literally no reason. Bitch, get that back on. We give Huey a bath because he still smells like piss, and then Kaz tries to give him legs like a dog. But Huey just does not want to seem to play ball here. So I guess I'm off to Central Africa with my hilariously silenced S1000 shotgun, my FBMRR launcher, don't know why they don't just call it a rocket launcher, our launcher isn't like cool or anything, and my AMD-114-9, an entirely lethal loadout to take out the dangerous PMs in the coming missions. Snake seems awfully concerned with mud for somebody in a weather and environment resistant suit here. In the first village outpost, I know the biggest threat here is the children since I don't have any non-lethal equipment to deal with them, so I kill my way to them as quickly and quietly as possible and then unleash a tidal wave of smoke on them and their COs to knock them all out with CQC. After extracting them all, I get spotted in a position where I can't retaliate while trying to get this damn cursed diamond and just have to run for the hills. I pass the burned down village to get to the oil field and take out everyone that spots me as I sneak through with my laughably silenced shotgun. Maybe not all that silent, but it sure packs a punch. After revealing their collection of dead bodies, I blow up a big old red explosive barrel in hopes that they don't unveil my collection under my floorboards. Sneaking out with the lockdown security afterwards is surprisingly easy, and it's on to rescuing the Viscount, which I actually decided to do by the books this time, following the interpreter around, killing the guards of the other prisoners as soon as they leave the interpreter, and saving the prisoners thereafter. Since stealth was paramount here, I decided to use my much more reliably silenced D114, and I was able to get the Viscount's location from an intel file and rescue all of the other prisoners with no combat alerts. I considered following the interpreter to the end, but decided to just get the Viscount and finish the mission. The next mission was incredibly easy. I just snuck to that massive rock overlooking the camp and used my rocket launcher, my R launcher to take out all the walker gears, going completely undetected funnily enough. Trader's Caravan was business as usual. Sneak into Nova Braga, skulls come through, I try to do something to sneak past them, this time it was smoke grenades, I instantly get seen, I extract the truck, run away, and exfiltrate. Easy as. Now I've got to rescue the intel agents, and this one is actually a lot easier than I remember it normally going. I just save the first guy, use my shotgun to remain stealthed ironically enough, and grab the other agent and get onto the Pequod and get out. Getting Fox in the process, something I particularly enjoyed in this run, seeing as this suit literally has the Fox patch on the right shoulder, the left having the MSF logo. for blood, I trank everyone that spots me getting to the target before I 0.5 second unconscious his ass like Baki and leave before getting spotted. I accidentally set off a D-mine at Kungenga Mine even though I spotted it at the last second, but I guess they didn't hear it, kinda defeating the point, and I'm able to trank and sneak my way to the mine.
Takes rolling, boss.
With the kids now free, I can trank and Fulton them, the whole reason I brought the Wu Silent Pistol again, and I trank my way to the shipping containers, narrowly avoiding getting seen by a gunship at the last possible moment, and Fulton myself out. Fox, yet again.
No. He's no natural.
Alright, time to go after the Major.
The Major.
For a while, I followed this mission normally, but after getting to a point where I remembered to go to find Major Tom over here, I smoke grenaded his entire squad, dodged a Mississippi Queen copyright strike, one-man armied his whole team, and took him with me on my way out. I was excited for voices more than usual for reasons you'll see soon, since this is the first run that allows for vehicle use. I both metaphorically and literally shotgun my way through the security around Ngumba and witnessed the horrors on display. A warehouse of beta testers for Metal Gear Survive.
What is that? Boss.
The first beta tester here, Ciabatta Bread, had this cool necklace that I stole while he was asleep, but Konami executing a beta tester with a negative impression of the game scared him, alerting them to my presence and causing them to send Colonel Dickenballs after me. The specific way I wanted to take him out costed me a couple of deaths, but I eventually got it. He got and I took the opportunity to hide behind this invincible tree, exfil out of the literal hot zone by Chopper, and gun him down while I did. This kid had the same hairstyle as Ciabatta Bread, so I gave him the necklace. You're welcome, Ciabatta Bread 2 Electric Boogaloo. For the CFA official mission, I just used my backdoor into Nova Braga, eliminated all the security and the official with my D-114, set up a D-mine to kill the arms dealer, and left as soon as I thought it did. Someone mentioned that the commander on the Retake the Platform mission can be sniped as long as you interrogate a soldier first, and I tried it, but I missed my best opportunity due to not paying attention, so I just snuck up there with a mixed degree of success on the main platform, killed the commander, and survived long enough for Kaz to bully the others into giving up. White Mamba's another mission I'll have to bring back the Wu for, and after tranking my way to Eli, as the lazy aquatic dinosaur suggested, I tried to deploy at night so that Eli would fall asleep, but I guess because it wasn't exactly midnight, it didn't work. We fought a couple of times, with me actually having lost once, but after just walking up to him and initiating the cutscene that I don't think I've seen since launch day, a cutscene that I actually really like as it's pretty much the first time Eli meets John, kinda, I'm able to find a healthy balance of Wu Pistol and CQC to win the fight and ground Eli until his ass escapes in the non-existent post game. You've heard Eli screaming in pain as his arm is dislocated, but have you heard him squeak in pain? Getting the two CIA agents was pretty much as simple as sneaking over to the agents and spamming smoke grenades. I don't even think I fired a bullet. Had to bring back the Wu yet again for aim true, but this time I was in and out. I got the commander and the second in command and left before reinforcements arrived and didn't bother with the rest of the kids. Hunting down was way easier than last time as it was at night with my sneaking suit, so it was much easier to get the drop on the group, especially with my night vision goggles, and doubly so as I had no intention of taking any of them alive. I circled the group and took each person out with my silenced S-1000 until I assassinated the target and exfiltrated, with the whole thing lasting less than 10 minutes. I fucked up my first run of root cause, being that I didn't want any combat alerts, but for the second run, I took out everyone that spotted me nearly instantly with the D-114 and rescued the captive before he drove himself into a car accident, and then used that very same truck to drive him to the LZ and leave. Finally getting to the last couple of missions with the Code Talker mission, I was able to completely bypass the Sniper Skull fight thanks to a suggestion from Lord Egg Gaming 1372, to just crawl along the riverbed and climb up some cracks near the waterfall past the skulls to sneak past them. Side note, spending the entire 10+ minute run listening to Strangelove dying made this way creepier. After at first sneakily stealthing my way into the mansion and then no witnesses stealthing my way through the mansion itself, I find the old Navajo and we sneak away, though it is cool that the sniper skulls seem to have infected the soldiers here with cringe, seeing as they're still alive at this point.
It's them.
For metallic archaea, I tried to lose the skulls here in the main building and use the AA gun on them as suggested by Lord Egg Gaming 1372, but I fucked things up and got the AA gun destroyed. The machine guns worked well enough though, and after extracting all the missed skulls, we got Kotaka to cure Mother Base of the vocal cord parasite, and we got Huey to tell us where Skullface was, OKB0. Virax, thank you. This is probably one of the coolest things you guys have told me about. This is where the FBMRR launcher really shined in this run, as you'd expect. Of course the rocket launcher is going to stand out in a fight against a Metal Gear, though the Urigan actually helped in this fight as well, being that it's basically a handheld shotgun. Very typical Sahel run, took the usual 15 minutes and only one attempt. Then Kaz and I shot the shit out of Skullman for revenge, Kaz one-linered his ass,
Do it yourself.
Huey mercy killed him like a fucking bitch, and we're on to the post-game. Extracting the CIA agent from Kabul was pretty simple. I just used my MRS to take out the Walker Gear search party and rescued him. For extracting Kotaker's goods, I tried using the M2000 as much as possible, but they seem to have gotten a new shipment of armor and helmets recently, so I tried to take out a group of them with grenades, but got spotted. After grenading these guards and finishing them off with the Urigan, I was able to get the cargo, sneak away, and get the last cargo crate to finish that mission despite the difficulties. When extracting the film canister, I immediately got spotted by a truck of enemies, so I grenaded the truck, blowing them all up, and used my grenades and Urigan to take out the last of the guys sent here before getting the first copy of Escape from New York. This Snake Plissken fella's pretty good. Proxy War Without End has gotten a lot easier now that I've done it often enough to have developed some strategies for it. I take these two out with C4, take this one for me, and gun down any witnesses with the SZ, snipe this one with a rocket launcher, and take out the enemy gunship with 2 rockets. Finally, a quiet exit. I finally get to use my flare grenades, and I do so with reckless abandon. Add to that the fact that this rocket launcher is pretty damn good, and, though I did die around 3 times, it was mostly because of stupidity. I was able to clear out all the armored vehicles with little difficulty, leaving the last one sitting outside of the mission area to Pequod. The rest is history. Boss got his revenge on Skullface and wrapped everything, well, almost everything, in a nice neat little bow. I tried to get this one out a little faster than prior MGSV projects, so I hope you guys enjoyed. The next one, MGSV as Grey Fox, should be out towards the end of April by my estimate, but after that it might be a while until the next MGSV video since I've got to do research and tests and setup for all the challenges that you guys recommended. Be on the lookout for more MGSV coming soon and for a long time to come, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be a Dark Souls challenge run. Peace.